So now we'll make something eerily familiar to all of us, the margherita. We're gonna stretch our little dough ball, flour this funky old board. This could have had another maybe 20 minutes to chill out and relax. It's a little warm in the garden. In just seconds before all our eyes, this will just kind of open up, like making a bed, as we said. I'm sure everybody made their beds before I left the house today. You know, bringing the sheets in from the window, from the clothesline. There you go, boom. Okay. The thing about this is, just like look at this underneath here, whatever you're putting on, like a lot of people would use some cornmeal or semolina, and that's awesome. That's great. I personally want as much contact as I can get with the cooking surface. So I don't want anything semolina or polenta or corn. There's more oils in it, and it has a tendency more to burn, which is better if you're cooking at a lower temperature because you want to introduce that browning, golden. Here, I kind of want to avoid that when I have contact with the oven floor. Real quickly, any tomato you want, we use ours because it is. We have these little groovy pouches. We'll give a little squeeze here. Our sauce. Need that much. Put it in the mix there for our tomatoes. We're gonna mix it in nice. Okay. We're not gonna use too much sauce. This isn't the right ladle. I like a flatter one, but we're using it inside. A little bit more sauce. I said before, you're putting things, like pizza's about putting things where they're not and where you'd like them to be. It is the attempt to put things in balance that serve a unified goal and mission. Our mission is to make something very familiar like a margherita, but still doing things that we wanted to do. We want it to be pliant, crispy. You want to be able to read the tomatoes. You want to be able to take a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. We're going to give a little flurry, just a little bit where things are not. And if I was trying to, nothing else but time, I'd pop them in like the little nooks and crannies there, which I'm going to do with the fresh mozzarella. I kind of like to cube it up a little bit because what I can do with that is appropriate the size. Like now you got a kind of an empty spot there for the margherita. So I can use a bigger piece there because it's not sliding, slipping and sliding on the sauce. If it's a smaller piece or it's on the sauce, I'll use a little small piece of cheese. This over here, that over there, this over here, and one more little piece right there that looks happy to me. For the margherita, I use a little bit of extra virgin olive oil before, because that will help introduce cooking into it, and it'll bring another flavor profile to it. We'll get our Gozney, super groovy, super slippy slide pizza peel. We'll load that up. We'll give this a little tug at the end. Now you can load your basil up before. I like to load it up after. We're going in. You guys see it? We're cool. See on the other side. I'm gonna roll this up a little bit, making sure that flame is rocking and rolling. We'll get the oven hot. We'll get a nice arc of that flame. As soon as we get the oven spring, like it can only grow so much. When it's done growing, we're gonna back down that heat a little bit. I wanna take it away from the voracity, big word, of the flame. We're gonna go in that way, like I said. We're gonna kind of tip it up and give it a little spin. A little happy spin. You could add more cheese if you like it. You could add less cheese. We do a marinara, there we'd add more sauce. We would add garlic, we would add a little bit of dried oregano, or grab something from your garden, whatever moves you. Pizza's like that. It needs to be respected. There's no mastering to pizza. Like any great relationship, you need each other. Without you, there's not me, and without me, there's not you kind of thing. How we transfer it from the table to the oven, what we slice it with, whatever. All those things matter. The level that they matter up are all personal to you. I'm cooking it out because now I want to pull some moisture out of it instead of just drawing the outside. I want to make sure it gets deeper. If you're cooking a loaf of bread, you kind of want to get the same oven spring and then make sure it's cooked. Okay, so we're taking it out. Here we go. Ready? There we go. There's a margherita. Put it on a plate. I'm very optimistic about it. I don't need to oil this after. You could if you want. You know what? I don't normally do, but I'm gonna do a little bit here because I feel like it. Like that cool extra virgin olive oil, fattiness, it's gonna change. You got it cooked in the raw and it's all happy. I'm gonna cut it and then I'll add the basil. That way you won't bruise the basil again. Here. So the thing about basil, we have our buddy Bob that grows our basil. We got some basil in the garden as well. You know, using the freshest basil you can. I don't like to chop anything really, then I don't have to. And this way, if you can smell it like, you know, you're activating it, you're pulling it, you're letting it drop, it'll normally always fall in a better place than you try to put it perfectly. It just go. That looks right. And it looks happy. Let's see what's up. I like it. I'm happy. Well, kids, together we did it. We made a margarita. We talked about a lot of things, which maybe you care about, maybe you won't. And either way, just know I love you, proud of you. Enjoy your Gozney, and we'll see you on the other side. The moral of the story is, whatever you dig, man, you just do it, enjoy it, invite people you love, find out what you need from it. I think that's the whole thing. And finding that joy is paramount.